Here is how I would invest $1,000 in 2025.
Oh, no.
Number one, I would take $600 and buy VOO.
Nah, don't do that. You got to go to Fred Meyer first and you got to buy yourself a really nice hoodie.
This is Vanguard's S&P 500 fund. It's 500 of the biggest companies in the world.
I'll stop you right there and just remind you guys that when you're investing in the stock market, which historically has averaged about 11%, you are going to pay capital gains tax on your withdrawals. You do not need to do that. You can go into assets where you pay less taxes.
Number two, I would take $300 and buy QQQM.
I'd take $10. I'd go buy a 5-pound bag of sugar, distribute it into a bunch of Ziploc bags, go to a high school, tell the students it's cocaine, and sell it to them for more.
Which is the NASDAQ 100 fund, usually like high growth tech stocks, good for growing your portfolio pretty quickly.
Oh my gosh, I'd love to grow my portfolio super big and very quickly. That sounds so awesome. What does that even mean? You need to be looking at how much in taxes are you going to pay? Is the asset manipulated? How much control do you have? Can you speed up the deal cycle? Are you locked in? How much red tape is there? Nobody that's becoming a multimillionaire or a billionaire that wants control, that wants leverage, that wants to accelerate the process, that wants to generate an infinite return, that actually has a strategy behind this. Okay, average people do average things. You cannot just invest in the stock market or the Dow or the S&P or get a TD Ameritrade account, put it in a few stocks and wait. There's no strategy behind that. You need control, you need assets where you have lower taxes, you need to create cash flow, and you need to be able to repeat the process before the deal goes full cycle.
And I would take my last $100 and I put it in a high yield savings account that has about a 4.5% interest rate.
Super sound advice from a guy in a hoodie driving a Corolla. I would go in at 10% in a high early cash value policy where I can grow at 10%, compound the interest, hedge against inflation, which historically is 2 to 3%. Why would I only want to make 1.5 points against inflation when I can make 10, compound the interest, borrow against it, have the cash value go up, invest in cash flowing assets, get all my money out, generate an infinite return, and repeat the process?
And then I would do that every single month.
Some people artificially inseminate teacup poodles every single month, but you don't hear anybody talking about that.
I would grow a nice little nest egg, and then I had a little bit of money on the side just for in case.
Oh my gosh, I would have a little bit of money on the side too, just for in case like my timing belt or something went out on my Subaru.